So here we are in your physically fit room again with the overarching theme, and that being leadership stress signals. Are you spotting within yourself as a leader or your team stress signals before it's too late? It's really important. Sometimes it's subtle things like all of a sudden you see people with rashes on their face, skin conditions. Sometimes it's you see somebody biting their nails. They never did that before. Or they're tapping. You see them tapping at a meeting. They're restless, right? Certainly body language speaks volumes, doesn't it? It's really important. If you got someone now all of a sudden who's fairly open in their body language to now all of a sudden they're very closed or they're not giving you eye contact. A lot of times when I'm working with leaders and their teams, it's really interesting because they talk about the fatigue. It's just wearing them out. They talk about sleep disruption or lack of sleep. They talk about the sugar cravings for me, with me. They talk to me about, you know, those physical ailments like the headaches or the migraines or the stomach aches or the back pain. It's important to pay attention to what your team is trying to tell you. Through those aches and pains, they're letting you know that, hey, the stress is compounding here. So we want to prevent it from the get-go. So it may be that you rally the troops, you bring them together and say, okay, you know what? We've had a lot going on. We're going to attend this retreat and you're going to hire Cate. and, we're going to do some things that are going to really help us to kind of reset, to get ourselves in a better space and to really acknowledge the successes that we've achieved and take a look at where there's holes, where there's gaps, where we can use some really practical strategies that can help us through this challenging time or during this time of fullness. So what I'd love for you to look at is, what are some of the things that are happening within your organization that are showing you that physically there are stress signals happening? Do you find that maybe people who are normally self-regulated, that they're more moody, they are reactionary? Are you dealing with people who physically, they normally had a really tidy office and now all of a sudden the office is a write-off? Or could it be that you're noticing people that normally were eating healthy now are eating sugar quite regularly? Take a look around. You have a lot of people that are very overweight. Sometimes that can be a bit of a sign, that if that's not their normal body size, that can be a sign, because we know that weight is about protecting ourselves from something outside of us. So it's important to pay attention to that. And then if we do see a theme, I've seen this so many times I can't tell you, where people would bring in junk food to their staff as a way of rewarding them or thanking them, and not realizing that when I do one-to-one coaching with them, they're saying, oh, I have such body issues and I'm trying to work on my weight and being healthier and all those sorts of things. So it's really important, maybe build in, so that we're going to have the month of March, this is going to be a great month we'll have a potluck once a week, and we'll bring only in healthy food, healthy, dishes, things that are this, and this, no dairy, no gluten, no sugar. And so it gets people to think and be creative. And then also, armed with recipes, they can swap those recipes with each other. So I think we just need to get more creative on how we can really acknowledge the physical wear and tear on your team, because it's not only the stress leaves that you're now dealing with as a leader, it's also the fact that they need a leave because they have a serious back issue. They have chronic autoimmune deficiency. They have all kinds of stuff. And this is all connected to stress, all connected to stress. So the more you can have like a nutritionist come in, or a mindfulness instruction, or a yoga, but do that on a regular basis, not just parachuted in. It's really, really important. Your people need to have that space to acknowledge just how the wear and tear on their body is a lot, and that you see them. It's really quite important. I'm a huge fan, as you know, of leading with love and compassion. And how we do that is by role modeling as leaders through the words, through the language that we use. Especially when you make a mistake. If you're saying, oh my gosh, what a stupid move, or I'm such an idiot. I mean, guess what? They're watching. They're watching. And the same thing goes for you taking physical breaks. They're watching. When they see you bring in a healthy lunch, they're watching. When they see you consuming the amount of water that you need to have each day, they're watching. So again, it's that whole idea we need to make sure we're walking our talk. Remember, you are a powerhouse. Have a beautiful day.